Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today it's week 43 on the Mission Inspiration Art Challenge Facebook group, and the prompt for this week is trust. So allow faith and certainty to guide your daily steps. Like a bridge over unsure waters, trust connects you to inner wisdom and the kindness and support of others. Embrace openness, for in trust lies resilience and peace. Celebrate the power of belief, knowing it lights your path even when outcomes are unseen. So obviously trust, faith, certainty, belief, all those kind of things are all two sides of the same coin, really. You can have trust without faith. You know, it's a different thing. But faith for somebody with faith is different again. So there's lots of different interpretations, and I like the image for this one, even if I do say so myself. I like the fact you've got that kind of abstracty figure stood in front of these kind of larger, bigger picture things greater than ourselves, kind of splodge of red and possibly something more unknowing in the background. It kind of, you can interpret it in lots of different ways. So when I started looking at this, I kept having this image in the back of my mind of a very famous painting on a ceiling. And I thought, you know, that I think embodies the entire concept of faith and certainty and belief in what's going to happen and why things happen and all that kind of stuff. So I thought I would incorporate that imagery into my art journal page today. So I haven't stuck that on the back of my page just yet. I'm going to be using just a sheet of white cardstock as my base, but I'm going to build on this like I normally do, so I can put that to one side for now. I've got some craft card. That's going to be the base, because I'm going to bring that craft card kind of motif into the main focal point of the art journal page. So what I need to do first of all is just measure out how big I need to cut this down to. You'd think after 43 weeks I would have got this part of the cutting the layers and everything out off by heart now, wouldn't you? You'd think I'd know what the measurements are just off the top of my head, and to remember to bring the trimmer over. But I didn't, and I didn't. So I should have it on a piece of paper, really. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it that way. Scrap pile, and then the bottom bit is there. All right. So that's going to go down on the page there. So I've got a nice little white frame border all the way around the page. So that's what I'm going to build up on. So where's my glue? There it is. So let's just grab the glue, give it a shake first just to wake it. Shake it to wake it. So this craft card has two different colours. Just make sure that I've got the right way around. All right. That's the side I need to glue. So this is just bog standard school glue, white PVA. I've just got it in one of these kind of fine point applicators because it's just easier. It's just easier. Right. So have you had a good week? I've had a very, very busy week. Mum's been at the hospital this week. If you haven't had a chance to watch the vlog, that's not straight, is it? Mum's been in the hospital this week having a cataract done, or having a cataract done. So we spent 6 hours in the hospital on Thursday. I know, 6 hours. The way they do it is just ridiculous. It's more convenient for them than it is for the patient, let's put it that way. Right, so now that we've got that stuck down, I'm going to create the background using this. So I like this kind of image here because that does have that kind of churchy kind of feel to it. And I like the fact that we've got blue at the top and like a grounding at the bottom. So we're going to use that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim that down. Let's just lift that. It's not sticking down very well, is it? I should have. Tell you what, let's get my shiz together. Just try and work out where we're cutting. There. And about there. There we go. Honestly, anybody would think I wasn't prepared. So let's just cut that there. It goes in my scrap pile. I did think about using this paper, but this is from the Dots and Circles paper pad, but I changed my mind. But the paper that I'm using here, by the way, sorry, I forgot to mention, is from the Gothic Revival papers. This is one of the Halloween releases for this year. So this is available on my website as a paper pad, an actual physical paper pad, 170 GSM or £115 for those that work in that way. But you can also purchase this as a digital download as well if you want to. If you don't want to wait for postage and all that kind of stuff, or you're concerned about the weight of the package being sent, then you can always buy the digi download. It's available, it's there. Right now, another shameless plug, but hey ho, we've all got to earn a living somehow, haven't we? So I'm not happy about this glue not sticking down on the edge, so I'm going to just run a quick bead and squidge it out. I think it's possibly because the cardstock's thicker. It's craft. This is the same sort of cardstock that I use for the packaging for my stencils and laser cut stuff. Right, so I've cut that a bit high, haven't I? Well, that's okay. Tell you what, let's add a little bit of distress, just because. Let's just grunge up the edges a bit. Doesn't take long. There we go. Are we sticking down now? We are sticking down. Well done. All right, so let's glue this down. So yesterday's thick, heavy October autumnal fog has lifted today. The sun's finally broken through. When I woke up this morning, I kind of looked out of the window from before getting out of bed, and I could see blue sky. So I thought, oh well, that's a good sign. Because yesterday it was like something out of a horror movie all day. It was like that film, that John Carpenter film. Do you remember that one? The one from the 80s, not the new one. The one from the new one wasn't as good. Okay, right, so we have that background. I want to add a little bit of stenciling into the background of this one. So I'm going to introduce you to this new stencil. This isn't out yet. This will be a new release for next year, but I might put it on for pre-order if you're interested. So this is, it's just literally, it's just some hand-drawn crosses, and they've been just put randomly but not randomly, if you know what I mean. And I just thought they would look nice, just as I'm trying to keep the colour palette pretty much the same, so browns and blues. So because we're going to put some of these on the back, in that background, we'll do it in the brown. Some over there. It's all kind of, these can be used for loads of different things, but again, in keeping with that sort of belief, faith, kind of certainty, you could interpret this as those kind of religious crosses if you wanted to. Yeah, just like that, like that. So let me just lift that up to the light a little bit, just tilt it a little bit. Yeah, like that. Okay, so the next thing is the cuts. So on my machine, I found an SVG of God's creation of Adam, and I thought that would look really good going across the page like so, which I really, really like. So what I need to do is just draw a line down there so I know where to just trim that off there, and then on this one follow that line down there. So we'll just trim that out. I'll do it by hand. I've started to pack away a few bits and pieces in readiness for the house move. So I haven't necessarily got all of my resources to hand anymore. I thought this time I'd be proactive. There we go. Just needs a little bit of cropping off that at the bottom. I think, no, that should have gone the other way. There we go. Let me just trim it across there. That's better. Like that a lot. Right, okay. So before I stick that down, I want to add some stamping. So I've got my Journaling Textures 1 stamp, and I'm going to use the distressed French text one at the bottom. So again, I'm just going to use distress ink this time, and I'm not going to bother with a block. I'm just going to ink up, and I'm going to just go onto, I don't think it's going to be juicy enough. No, it's not going to be juicy enough. Right, it's okay for doing distressing on the edges. So let's use this one. So this is Versifying Cloud. This is Fallen Leaves. It's supposed to be brown, but whether it looks brown, it only looks brown once it's dried. Now that's much better. Okay, so let's just add, there we go. That's the ticket, like so, and then here, and then just do a little bit in that corner there. Doesn't matter if it goes over a little bit. There we go. And I just need to clean my desk down. Baby wipe. And it's dry. because I haven't closed the packet properly, but that's all right. Hello. Okay, so let's come back in with the glue. It's gonna be one of them days today. It's only going to be one of them days today if I let it. I have trust and faith that everything will turn out the way it's supposed to. I should take some of that glue up. There we go. All right, now the other hand. Alright, so again, just block that with a bit of tissue paper so that will lift off any glue that squidges out the side, like so, that we don't want squirting all over the place. Like that, like it a lot. Right. I'm going to leave that for a second or two just to dry before we start on the next step. All right, it's been a few minutes. So I've got my quote. This time, rather than print it out on the computer, I've actually handwritten it. Yeah, I know. I don't normally do handwritten quotes or anything like that on my art journal pages, but this morning I thought, you know what, trust that my handwriting would work and that it would work, it would look all right, and I could do it small enough and neat enough. So that's exactly what I did. I thought, have faith in yourself, boy, that you're not going to make a mess of it. I did have a different quote this morning, but once I'd sat down and looked at it, I thought, you know, I don't think it actually goes. The quote doesn't actually fit as much as I thought it was going to do. So we abandoned it. And I've just messed that up. Dirtied. I've just dirtied that up. That should have been dry by now, I think. That's taken a while. Okay, right, now we've got that done. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to go around and create some shadow. So this is a Stabilo oil pencil in black. I've just sharpened the point just so that I can get right in those bits around the fingers, and then I might just add a little bit of detail just where the fingers should go. Like so. This one's going to be a bit more difficult. Trying to work out where the fingers are. And then we'll do a little bit of shadow around the bottom. around here and down there, and a little bit underneath there, and maybe just a little tad under there as well. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to activate that with my water brush, just to diffuse it. And then the thing with the Stabilo all pencils is that you can come back in again afterwards and just diffuse it until it kind of disappears. There we go. I love these little pencils. Just a little bit more there. Okay, and then we can go around and just diffuse out our little word blocks. And see how it pops from the background, gives it that kind of little 3D effect. And I'm just drawing it down with the brush just to kind of create that drop shadow. Just like that. Kind of like it. I'm just wondering whether or not I need to add some white bits in the background just to kind of counterbalance the white blocks. I think I might just need to add some splatters. Just a few white splatters. So let me see if I can find my splatter pot. There it is. Now, I'm going to have to be really careful here, because I don't particularly want to get any splatters on the hands. So what I'm going to do, here's one I prepared earlier. What I did is I created two sets because I knew that I'd probably end up throwing stuff over it. So just to create, let's get some more water on that. I'll do it from this side. There we go. See, just having a little bit of forethought about what you want the page to look like it. And just prepare anything that you might need, like your little masks, beforehand. Just makes the process, excuse the noise, just makes that process go just that little bit smoother. Come on, there we go. I have a couple of those. All right, so let me have a quick clean up, tidy up, dry off, and I'll be right back to finish off. Okay, so that's had time to dry a little bit, so hopefully you can see the hands there. I'm not very good at drawing hands, never have been, which is why I decided to do it that way. I've already stuck in the prompt on the back, and all I have to do is just to write in the number, so week 43. So I did think about maybe just going around this bit here, just with another black frame, just to bring in that black from the stamping and the writing, just to kind of create that continuity, that kind of continuous frame idea. I don't think it damages the page at all. If anything, it just kind of enhances it slightly, just gives it that little bit of a frame. It's not in your face, doesn't jump out at you, it's not off, and I've done it and I've stopped at the hand so it looks like they are coming in from the outside. So I think I'm happy with that one for this week. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create this art journal page today. If you have, please do remember to give the video a thumbs up, because it really does help me and the channel. At the moment, my viewing figures are half what they were this time last year because of the YouTube algorithm. But the more people that give the video a thumbs up, the more they will push it out to people to see it. So, and also don't forget, if you want to join us over in the Mission Inspiration Facebook group, that's the URL on the screen there, but there will be a clickable link, below the video. So, like I said, that's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.